Have you ever stopped to think that your cat never forgets what you do to them? It might sound exaggerated, but cats have a much stronger emotional memory than we realize. They remember people, situations, and, most importantly, how they are treated. Maybe, without even noticing, you're doing something your cat will remember forever, and not in a good way. In our daily lives, we often take small actions that seem harmless, raising our voice, pushing the cat away, ignoring them when they seek attention, or forcing affection when they don't want it. All these moments start to add up in their little minds. Gradually, your cat begins to associate these situations with negative feelings, fear, distrust, anxiety, and that completely changes how they behave around you. Today, I'm going to show you the things you need to stop doing right now, because they're making your cat stressed, suspicious, and even sad. And the worst part, they remember it. It might look like they've moved on, but the truth is that cats are extremely sensitive and have a powerful emotional memory. If something hurts them, they remember, and it can take time before they trust again. So, stay with me until the end, because I'm sure some of these things are part of your routine, and you have no idea how much they're affecting your cat. You'll understand what's going on inside their little head, learn how to spot signs of stress, and discover how to rebuild trust and strengthen your bond with your feline friend. After all, a cat's love is earned with patience, respect, and care, and every gesture matters. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and leave your like. Because here, you'll learn everything about feline behavior and well-being in a simple and straightforward way. My goal is to help you truly understand your cat, why they act the way they do, what they're trying to tell you with their eyes, their meows, or even with that unexpected little paw tap. If you love cats and want to give your furry friend a happier, calmer, and healthier life, you're in the right place. Every week, there's new content with practical tips, fun facts, and insights that will completely change the way you connect with your cat. So don't wait. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video, and leave your like to support the channel. The more people understand feline behavior, the more cats will live better, happier lives everywhere. Cats are incredible, intelligent, and deeply sensitive animals. They have a very strong emotional memory. This means they associate feelings with people and situations. Every experience they go through, no matter how small, leaves a mark. They're highly observant. They notice the tone of your voice, how you approach them, the way you touch them, and even the energy you give off when you're near. Nothing goes unnoticed by a cat. Every gesture, every word, every action tells a story. And for them, that story is built on the emotions they felt in each moment. When a cat is treated with respect and affection, they store that memory as something positive and start to trust you more. But if they experience something that frightens them, hurts them, or makes them uncomfortable, they keep that memory too, and it can take a long time for them to forget. When you do something that causes discomfort, even unintentionally, your cat doesn't just remember the action. They remember the emotion they felt in that moment. And that's what truly makes the difference. Think about when you try to put your cat into a carrier by force, or when you hold them in a way they don't like. To you, it might seem like a small thing, but to your cat, it can represent a moment of fear and insecurity. The next time it happens, they'll remember that feeling and may try to avoid it altogether. What's most fascinating, and at the same time delicate, is that cats are constantly learning from these experiences. They create a sort of emotional file about every person they live with. That's why some cats warm up to certain people and keep their distance from others. They remember how each person made them feel. On the other hand, when a cat feels love, patience, and safety around you, they respond in a unique way. They get closer, they trust you, they show their belly, they purr, and they choose to be near you. Those behaviors are clear signs that they feel comfortable and recognize you as part of their safe space. Cats are naturally observant. They notice our moods, our expressions, and even our energy. If you're stressed, they sense it. If you're calm, they relax. Cats might not understand our words, but they understand our intentions, and that's what truly builds connection. That's why the way you treat your cat today will determine the kind of relationship you'll have with them tomorrow. A cat who is respected, understood, and loved grows up to be confident, affectionate, and present. They'll want to be by your side, curl up on your lap, and share peaceful moments with you. But a cat who lives in constant alertness, who's scolded or treated impatiently, may become withdrawn, distrustful, or even aggressive. Not out of malice, but because they've learned, through experience, that they need to protect themselves. Your relationship with a cat is built slowly, like a true friendship. It's made of small gestures, quiet understanding, mutual respect, and time. And just like any emotional bond, it needs to be nurtured every single day. In the end, what your cat wants most is to feel safe being themselves around you, without fear, without pressure, just with trust. And that begins with the small things you do for them today. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to tell you about the behaviors that might be damaging your relationship with your cat, and what you can do to fix each one of them. The last one is the most common of all, and almost no one realizes they're doing it. Many times, without meaning to, we repeat behaviors that seem affectionate to us but are actually invasive or even stressful for cats. They're incredibly sensitive animals, and their way of communicating is completely different from ours. What we see as a gesture of love can easily be interpreted by them as a sign of threat or discomfort. You know when your cat is calm, just relaxing in their favorite spot, and you go over to give them that big, tight hug? Or when they move away, but you keep trying to pet them, thinking they'll eventually enjoy it. Well, this is one of the biggest mistakes cat owners make, and one of the hardest to recognize, precisely because it comes from a place of love. Cats are animals that deeply value their space and independence. They need to feel in control of their interactions. When someone invades that space without permission, even with good intentions, they can feel threatened. This can lead to stress, anxiety, and even defensive behaviors, like scratching, biting, or simply keeping their distance more and more. What's most interesting is that many owners interpret this reaction as attitude or coldness, when in reality, the cat is just trying to say, "Not right now, give me some space." Respecting that space is essential. Trust is built through respect. When your cat realizes that you understand and respect their boundaries, they'll start coming to you on their own terms, and that's when the real bond begins to form. The key is learning to read the signs. A tail flicking quickly, ears turned back, a tense body. All of these are ways your cat communicates. If you take the time to observe, you'll see that your cat is talking to you all the time, just in a silent language. By respecting those signals, you create an environment of safety, and your cat learns that being around you always feels good. So stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly how to identify these behaviors and how to correct them gently and effectively. That way, your cat will feel happier, more confident, and more connected to you, just the way every pet parent dreams of. Cats don't like forced contact. They need to feel in control. This is part of their nature. Cats are animals that value freedom, independence, and their personal space. Unlike dogs, who often seek constant touch and physical affection, cats show love and trust in a more subtle, independent way. And this is exactly why forcing contact can have the opposite effect of what you intend. When you insist, they begin to associate touch with something unpleasant and start avoiding contact. It can be something as simple as trying to pick them up when they're calm or continuing to pet them when they've already shown signs that they want to be alone. To you, it may seem like a harmless gesture of affection, but to them, it's an invasion. Over time, they begin to associate your approach with discomfort. And that's when the bond starts to weaken. A cat that feels pressured tends to withdraw more and more. They may avoid your lap, the touch, or even react with scratches or bites, not out of bad behavior, but because they're trying to defend themselves. It's their way of saying, "Respect me, I don't want this right now." Over time, they start to associate you with discomfort. This can be difficult to reverse because cats have a very strong emotional memory. A series of negative experiences with touch can make them more reserved, and regaining that trust requires patience and consistency. The secret is simple: respect their time. Let the affection happen on their terms. Wait for the moment when they come to you, rub their head against you, or lie down beside you. These are clear signs that they are open to interaction. At this point, the touch becomes positive, something they want. This way, they will associate touch with comfort and love, and will come to you on their own. Over time, this respect creates a much stronger and more genuine bond. The cat learns that being with you is safe, that your touch brings calm and is not threatening. And when they understand this, affection becomes a genuine moment of connection. Not forced, but spontaneous and full of trust. Remember, with cats, love isn't imposed, it's earned. And it's precisely this earning of trust that makes the relationship so special. Another very common mistake is constantly changing a cat's routine. Cats are creatures of habit. They feel safe when they know what to expect, when they can anticipate what will happen throughout the day. This predictability creates a sense of stability that is essential for their emotional well-being. If you change their feeding schedule, switch their type of food unnecessarily, or alter playtime routines, the cat can start to feel anxious. Small changes may seem insignificant to us, but for a cat that relies on routine, they can create confusion and stress. Anxiety in cats can show up in different ways. Some may meow excessively, seeking attention or trying to communicate discomfort. Others may become more aggressive or reactive, using scratching or biting as a form of self-protection. In more serious cases, a cat may even start urinating outside the litter box, a clear sign of stress or insecurity. That's why maintaining a predictable routine is so important. Fixed feeding times, regular play sessions, and a stable environment help a cat feel secure. They begin to associate you with calmness and stability, rather than stress or uncertainty. Additionally, routines strengthen the bond between you and your cat. When a cat knows they can count on you for food, play, and affection at certain times, they start to trust you more and feel part of a safe environment. This not only reduces anxiety but also increases their overall sense of well-being. Remember, for a cat, predictability is not a sign of boredom but of safety. By respecting and maintaining a routine, you create a space where they can relax, explore, play, and, most importantly, trust you completely. Now, this is the saddest mistake of all: ignoring your cat. Cats may seem independent, but that doesn't mean they don't seek attention or affection. They have an incredible emotional sensitivity and can clearly sense when they're being left out. When a cat approaches you and is ignored, they interpret it as rejection. For them, every interaction that goes unanswered is recorded as something negative. And yes, they will remember it. Every time you ignore them, you reinforce the idea that their affection and closeness don't matter. Over time, this behavior can deeply affect the relationship. The cat may become more distant, less likely to approach, and emotionally closed off. They learn that seeking attention doesn't bring reward, so they prefer to keep their distance. This doesn't mean they stopped loving you, it simply means they've learned to protect themselves. The good news is that this situation can be reversed with small, daily actions. When your cat comes to you, even if just for a few seconds, respond. A simple pet, a soft word, or a quick scratch behind the ears is enough to create a positive memory. Over time, these small interactions rebuild trust and show your cat that they are valued. The bond between you and your cat grows in these small moments of attention. Contrary to what many people think, cats aren't distant because they don't like you. They simply learn from their experiences. Every gesture of affection, every moment of attention is stored in their emotional memory, creating a solid foundation of trust and love. So remember, never underestimate the power of your presence. Value every approach your cat makes, respond to their signs of affection, and turn each encounter into a moment of connection. This is how you build a relationship based on respect, love, and trust, something your cat will remember and cherish for life. Playing is essential for a cat's physical and mental health. Play is not just a form of entertainment, it's a fundamental need for a cat's well-being. Through play, cats exercise their bodies, keep muscles and joints healthy, release built-up energy, and stimulate their minds by practicing natural skills like hunting, chasing, and coordination. However, many owners make mistakes in the way they play. One of the most common is using their hands as a toy. When you move your fingers or hand for the cat to attack, you are unintentionally teaching them that biting and scratching humans is acceptable. Over time, the cat begins to associate your hand with something that can be bitten or attacked, which can lead to aggressive behavior or accidents. To play safely and effectively, use appropriate toys. Wand toys with feathers, balls, toy mice, or any item that keeps a safe distance between your hands and the cat's paws. This not only protects you from scratches but also teaches the cat to control the strength of its bite, channeling their hunting instincts towards suitable objects. Another important point is to let the cat win sometimes. If they manage to catch the toy, even for a few seconds, It activates their hunting instinct and brings great satisfaction. This sense of accomplishment is essential for the cat's confidence and helps reduce frustrating behaviors like aggression or destructive tendencies around the house. Additionally, regular play strengthens the bond between you and your cat. Moments of interactive play build trust, reduce anxiety, and stimulate the release of feel-good hormones like oxytocin. Playing consistently, while respecting the cat's limits and signals, helps them feel safe, happy, and emotionally balanced. So remember, play isn't just fun, it's learning and care. Choose safe toys, respect the cat's pace, let them win occasionally, and turn every play session into an opportunity to strengthen their body, mind, and the bond between you. A cat that plays is a balanced cat, and an owner who plays the right way is remembered with affection. When done correctly, play goes far beyond fun. It stimulates the mind, strengthens the body, and creates genuine moments of connection between you and your cat. A cat that has regular opportunities to play becomes more confident, less anxious, and more likely to show affection in healthy ways. And you, as the owner, will be remembered for these positive experiences, building emotional memories that will last throughout your cat's life. The last mistake, and perhaps the most important, is a lack of patience and too much noise at home. Cats are extremely sensitive to their environment. Yelling, loud music, arguments, or constant changes in routine create stress and insecurity. They may become more withdrawn, defensive, or even aggressive, and most importantly, they will remember these negative situations and may start associating you with those stressful moments. The ideal is to maintain a calm and safe environment, respect your cat's space, and never resort to yelling or violence. A peaceful home makes the cat feel protected, allowing them to approach you with confidence and show affection naturally. Cats that live in a stable environment develop a much healthier and more loving relationship with their owners, based on trust and security. Now, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below if you've ever made any of these mistakes with your cat. How did they react? What did you learn from the experience? Sharing these stories can help other owners better understand their cat's behavior and avoid situations that cause stress. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. Here, you'll learn to understand your cat in ways you've never imagined, recognizing their needs, signals, and ways of showing affection. Always remember, your cat will remember everything you do with them. Every gesture, every action, every interaction is stored in their emotional memory. So make sure they remember you with love, respect, and care. Create positive experiences, genuine moments of affection, and a sense of security, and you'll see the bond between you grow stronger every day. See you in the next video, and may every moment with your cat be full of love and learning.